My name is Rameez Abid. I'm 28 years old and work with Islamic Circle of North America. And we live in Alexandria, Virginia. One of their offices there. I work from there, one of their branches. Um, I started practicing Islam after 9/11. The reason being, at the time before 9/11, I wasn't very practicing, but after Islam came under a microscope, and a lot of questioning was going on the origin of Islam, the meaning of Islam, and the message of Islam, and what's in the Quran. And it seemed to me, whenever you turn on the channel, there was always something negative being said about Islam. So I really wanted to find out for myself exactly what is it about the religion that it does it really portray what everyone is saying. So I decided to look into the Quran myself. So I opened up the Quran and I started reading the translation, and I was so inspired, and it was completely the opposite of what was being told in the media. So I started becoming more practicing, started becoming more spiritual, started becoming taking Islamic classes, studying with traditional Islamic students of knowledge, and studying with them, and start studying under their circles, and then I really got a gist of it, and that's when I actually started practicing and going deeper and deeper into the religion, and eventually I got myself involved in Islamic work, Islamic organizations, and volunteering as a as an active member of mosques and things like that, and eventually with Islamic Circle of North America. So that's how I actually came into practicing. So it was actually the hate that drove me to my religion. So the hate for my religion drove me to the love and practice of my religion. So that's my little journey. Mhm. Well, we did a project with one of our local churches. They have a homeless shelter. And what we did was on Thanksgiving, we provide our center, Islamic Circle of North America, in collaboration with another mosque. We got turkeys for them, halal turkeys, which is our form of kosher. So we got the halal turkeys and we slaughtered them, and we cooked the turkeys for them, and we delivered them to the churches, and churches delivered them to their homeless shelter. So that was like a beautiful bond that made me really realize that we can actually work together to eliminate many other things in our community. As a community, we can come together and help out these poor people. So that was a very good experience that I had with the other. And another one I had was when we did a walk for the homeless with the church members. So it was a few individuals from our mosque, and a few leaders from our mosque, and a few leaders from a church, and their followers from the church. And we all got together. We sat in one metro. We took the metro all the way to DC, and we did a long walk, a mile or two, and for the homeless. So it was very inspiring. It was very good. Everybody was there. We were all together, wearing the same T-shirt, supporting the same cause. So I thought it was beautiful. Despite our differences, we can still work on things that we can both agree on, that these are the common good. Well, when religious people in general, they have always have this concern. Actually, all religions in general, they have this, very common teaching of, respecting the other, respecting your neighbor, looking at your own environment, trying to modify it in a way that it brings out some sort of good from the society. Because in the religious context, everyone thinks of, it's an us concept. You're surrounded by certain people, and what can you do in that environment, in that community, to bring a change, a positive change? All religions are seeking a positive change in some way or some form. So with that mindset, with religious people, they can come together and they can bring that type of enthusiasm and that type of energy to that conversation, and to that discussion and dialogue, and provide some solutions, some actions once they work together. So we can come together with different religions, interfaith communities. They can come together and say, okay, this is an issue we all agree is wrong. We don't believe God wants this type of stuff on earth. So what can we do as a community together to get rid of this? So rather than to let us all, because all the communities have their own resources, they have their own knowledge, they have their own understanding of how to, and their own experiences. To bring that all together in one setting, in one sitting, and say, okay, this is what we can do to solve these solve these problems in our communities that we all agree on: drug problems, violent problems, homeless problems, poverty problems, things like that. So because we generally all agree that these are wrong things, wrong actions, and which we should not be on earth. So they should also the unique experiences, the resources, the knowledge of the different communities coming together, and and driven by their motivation for through their religious faith, that this should be done. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and you can bring it together and make it very powerful once you all work, once all the religious communities work together to focus on one of these issues. And I personally also think if they can all come together and focus on one issue and actually eliminate it from their community, that's better than everyone focusing on different things. And you get a little bit done here, a little bit done here. But if they all come together and can wipe out one of these evils from the society or from their communities, that's really good. And then work on the second one, the third one. It doesn't have to be simultaneously all of them. So I think they can maybe think into those things and look into that stuff. I would tell the religious leaders of the Ninth World Assembly that all of you guys represent different communities, and as a whole, there are millions of people who follow under you or are under you. And if you can somehow take it to the political leaders, because they have great influence, so take it to the political leaders as one group, as a whole, and pressure them in some way that these are the changes we want to bring. These are the actions we want to move from dialogue to action in these issues, and we need your participation, and kind of encourage them, and even pressure them into acting a certain way, or providing some sort of an action on or send some solutions on certain issues. I think that would be great for them and as a whole for the whole society if they can do that. If all the religious group leaders come together and talk to their political leaders in their communities or even in their countries and say, hey, this is the changes we're looking for, and we need your participation. We need you to participate with us. We cannot do this without your help. There are certain things we cannot go by, and we need your participation and your help. And so come together, everyone, and pressure them into bringing that change, whatever it is, whether it's writing out bills or sending us some sort of a letter to other communities, or whatever that needs to be done to provide that change, that action that will be necessary to bring about good in the society.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's probably what I would say to them.